Hi guys. So I had a little thought, and I really love um true crime documentaries. I love the unsolved ones, the solved ones. I love watching in court. So I decided I am going to do a video a week or whenever of a true unsolved crime in my area. So from Sheffield, and I'm going to call this "Addicted to Crime." Good one in it. And I thought, what's going to be the best sort of angle to kick this off with? And I thought, with the sort of contents of my channel, we're going to go with the unsolved murder in Sheffield in 1994 of Dawn Shields. And like I say, it's never been solved, unfortunately. So let's see if we can sort of get a little bit of stuff out there. Now, at the time, Dawn was 19 years old, and she had a little boy who was 11 months, and she worked on the red light districts of Sheffield, which at that time was in Broome Hall. Um, and unfortunately, she had had like a sort of, a rough life, and she'd been introduced to the sex industry at age 14, which is quite sad in itself, isn't it? By an older guy. It doesn't tell you much about him, if it was a family member, if it was just a friend, if he was predominantly a pimp. I don't know. It doesn't say. At the time, she was living in Pittsmore with her little boy, and she did it to sort of support them both, really. It doesn't say if she was addicted to any sort of drugs. It doesn't matter if she was, doesn't matter if she wasn't. But it doesn't actually state that, okay? And she was last seen on, let me just check the date because I really don't want to give anything, misinformation. She was last seen on the 14th of May. And in the evening, she was last seen on one of the back roads, getting into a dark coloured hatchback car. It doesn't mention what type of car it is. It just says a dark hatchback. So really, that didn't really narrow it down very well at all. And she went missing from the time that she was last seen to the time that her body was found, was roughly about a week. Now, in this week, obviously, the police, South Yorkshire Police, are doing what they can with only, I mean, at this point, they've literally only got, a description of the clothes that she's wearing. And she was wearing a see-through blouse, a black velvet miniskirt, and ankle boots. And obviously, they've got, a description of a car, but with it being dark, I suppose most cars are going to look like dark coloured, aren't they? I don't know. So they hadn't really got much to go on. So they came up with an idea that they was going to set up a private, confidential telephone line that was just for Dawn's customers to phone up. So nobody else, if you had a lead or you thought you'd had a lead, some information, you would phone the police station. But if you was a customer of Dawn's, you would confidentially phone this number and say whatever you needed to say. Now, about a week later, as I say, I think it was the 20th of May 1994, her body was discovered. And the way that body was discovered was it was discovered by chance. And the guy who found it, doesn't mention his name or anything. It just says that a national park ranger found murdered girl's body in the Derbyshire Dales, in the Peak District. Derbyshire was found in Peak District on Mount Tor. Sorry, I can't read, guys. And that's a sort of a vast area, the Peak District, as you probably all know, of acres and acres of sort of fields and rock streams, and it's like wow, it's like a really we go hiking and stuff, and so obviously not one person can just look after the whole Peak District. Not if you're expecting to be done very soon, anyway. So they have a ranger, I suppose, for a set area, a set amount of acres or whatever. And every day, you get into a routine, and he was same as us all, and he always walked the same way. Like you walk your dog. You normally walk it the same way around the block and stuff like that. Well, this one day something made him go the other way, a different route. That's all it says, a different route. And he came across a very shallow grave that unfortunately had Dawn's body in. She was found, like I said, in a shallow grave, and covering her body was a lot of sort of stones, bricks, debris, that sort of thing, pebbles. And inside there was the naked body of Dawn, and she had blunt force trauma and had been strangled. Now, I obviously didn't know this lady, but different sort of articles on the internet. Some say that she was only strangled, some say it was both, and some. So I'm just telling you both that. So yeah. So she was found, and she was found naked. Um, they've never found those clothes that she was last seen in, at all. Still to this day, 30 years on, they've not found her. Now they did a Crime Watch reconstruction at some point. It doesn't, again, you can't even find it to watch it. It's very, very mysterious, I think, around this case, which we're going to go into sort of when I finish in a minute. Now, I'll read you a quote that the South Yorkshire Police said when they reopened the case. He said, "We realise loyalties change over the years, so someone who maybe who was under duress many years ago might feel more comfy coming forward now, and they can deal with that, and they're set up for that, for the nature of it, confidentiality, sensitivity, all that sort of stuff. But we need to find, you need to come forward, people, basically. It's time's enough." And they also said that using the modern day scientific technology, that always is evolving over the years, they're hoping to sort of find potentially unfound DNA. Now, some articles also do say that they did find DNA. They don't tell you where, though. They don't tell you if it's semen. They don't tell you, skin cells. They don't tell you if it's blood. They don't, it's like some things are really hidden from the public. I don't know. I don't know. Now, during this time, from then to now, a letter was sent to the Sheffield Star, and also one that was similar handwriting was sent to the police. So they've got these two letters, and all they actually said was they would like to speak to this person again because they believed that they could solve this case. They didn't tell you what the note said. They just said that we believe that the person who sent these letters has the ability to sort of to say who the killer is. So what do you think, guys? Because it's still unsolved, very much so. Okay. Now, they say that her body, obviously, well, they wasn't killed there. It wasn't the kill site due to her being naked. Blood, I suppose, as well from the trauma. I don't know how that's all worked out and stuff. I don't know, but they say the body had been there about a week. So I don't know the exact date date or time that she was actually killed, but she was brought over within a week and put there, so to speak. Now, the first sort of issues I've kind of got, really, I've wrote them down, is the lack of information that is out there. Now, if you go on and you do a Google search on Dawn Shields Sheffield murder, it will bring two pictures up. And the famous pictures, not famous, but that's from the outset of this case. These are the pictures. Now, the pictures are, she's really, looks really happy, full of life, lovely big curly hair. Um, she's younger, quite plump. Um, very healthy looking. And the other one, she looks like me. So some sort of, they don't look like the same person basically, but they are. She's got black eyes on the recent one, and she's very gaunt looking. That's what I mean. I can't say she's been on drugs, but she's definitely had a very horrific life. So it looks like a before and after of somebody who has been through a very traumatic life. Now, so obviously you've got these pictures to look at, but there's not anywhere where it tells you the height of Dawn at the time of when she went missing, the weight of her exact hair colour, her eye colour, her build, nothing, nothing, just what clothes she had on. So, I mean, what are you looking for? You're very vague there. Why? Why? And then there's the letters. The letters, not once did they, like I told you, they kept the contents of what it said. They kept it from the public, and they didn't show the sample of handwriting at all. Now I'm sure if they had, it could have sparked somebody's memory of, oh, that looks like my dad's handwriting, or oh, that looks like my neighbour's, or it's a family friend or partner, you know. But they didn't. They didn't. And again, why? Then we've got the man who found her. Now, they said her body had been there a week, but he only found her after a week. So she's been missing, and probably, she's been in that grave a few days at least. They said at least. Why has he not found her? Why has he gone that way today? And surely, when he's out working, he's got to cover all of his area. But he's only just found her. Don't make sense. Don't make sense. Let me just make sure I've not left anything out, guys. Because I really would love to see this one solved. Because she, Nope, I've not left anything out. So, what do you think? Have a sort of Google it online. Because I don't know how to edit, really, guys. I'm going to try and put a picture at the end. But I don't know if I will be able to. So, let's get this guy caught. Her son's in his 30s now. It was over 30 years ago. She deserves peace. Her soul needs to rest. And yeah, it's a sad one. So have a little Google, have a little read into the case in case I've missed anything out or anything. But I do think I've covered all the information that was available to the public. The case was reopened in 2019. It was reopened. But yeah. So have a look, guys. I've got a couple of names I just want to give a shout out to for joining. Just give me a minute. We've got some nice comments of Joe Williams, Dan and Laura, Carla, and Miss Osale. Okay, we've got some new subs from Lee Pato, King, and Gutter Snipe. I'm sorry if I'm reading it wrong, babes. And a Paul. So nice for joining. Recommend me. I'm sorry if I pronounce your names wrong. I'm crap. I'm crap at pronouncing things if I don't know the word. So don't hate on me. I'll have to stop doing it. Love you all. You are a family. Sorry, I didn't want to do the happy bit at the start, But yeah. See what you all guys think. Maybe I've jogged someone's memory. Maybe not. Who knows? Hope so.